In this lesson, we're going to talk about the two main ways that you'll refer to data in DBT, which are sources and models. So if we take a look at this chart, this is a high level overview of the differences between these two. These are two terms that you're going to see thrown around a lot and that you'll work with directly. First, we have a source. And when you hear the word source in DBT, the way I think about them is they're pointers to raw data tables already loaded in your database. So we're talking ELT, right? With this is kind of where this fits in. It's that extract and loaded, that raw data table. That's a source in the DBT world. Think of it as a source. The file type for a source is a pointer. It's going to be in YAML. And the Jinja function for referring to that, so instead of like an if or an else, you'll refer to it using this Jinja function of source, and then DBT will compile it with the full correct name, as we'll see. Next is a model. And a model you can think of as SQL scripts. There'll be SQL files created in DBT that are compiled to build new tables or views. And I have a asterisk here because there technically are other ways that you can materialize in DBT, things like ephemeral and incremental. But high level, think you're using these SQL scripts and Jinja kind of making these select statements to then build new tables or views in your database. These will be SQL files. And then when you want to refer to them later, you use the ref Jinja function. And now just to drive this home a little bit and kind of put it in context of what we've kind of already done and what you'll typically see, like I said, the ELT, the raw data that's loaded, these are what will be built as sources in our project. Whereas what we use DBT to then materialize in our database are models. So you might hear people refer to DBT models, but that's what is happening here. Sources over here, models over here. To see this a little more closely, here's an example of using a source. So let's say we're using it. We're not declaring it, but we're trying to select from that raw source. You'll see it like this: select from source, left join source, and DBT at runtime is going to compile it to use the fully qualified name, however you've set it up in your YAML file. Then using a model, kind of in a similar fashion, instead of source, we're going to do ref, and you'll refer to the name of the model that you build. So in this case, we're saying in a customer's model, we're referring to another model called STG underscore customers and STG underscore orders. And at runtime, it's going to compile it, and it would actually be select from, the fully qualified name for you here. So a lot of that is just theory and examples. Now let's get our hands dirty. We're going to add sources to our project and see what that looks like.